Okay, analyzing your tracks and ensuring you have tight beat grids. Super important for the DJ808 because the sync engine depends on beat grids. The TRS, the DEX, the AeroLink, they're not gonna work together unless you've taken the time to set accurate beat grids for all your tracks. In addition to which, other features are dependent on it like auto loops, slicer, tempo linked effects, beat jump, etc., etc. So very important to do this up front before you get into the creative process. So in order to analyze your tracks, the first thing you want to do is make sure your hardware isn't connected to Serato DJ. You'll then go into what we call offline mode, and you will see a little button here that says Analyze Files. There's also a drop-down cog menu next to that where you can choose your analysis settings. That includes setting your key and setting your beat grid BPM. So we're gonna leave both of those checked for now, and I'm gonna take this song here and I'm gonna drag and drop it to Analyze Files. And that's the means of doing it. If you wanna just analyze one track, if you wanna do the whole thing, you have the option to analyze the entire library right there. So now that I've got that analyzed, I'm gonna plug back in. Okay, we're connected. Load the song up, and now you can see the beat grid is overlaid onto the track. So what we're looking at is at the very top, the very first marker is red, and that's the beat warp marker. And in essence, that is going to stay there regardless of what I do to these other markers here. So I can slide those other markers around. That one's locked in place. So now what I want to do is I just want to make sure that the grid lines up tightly with the transients, and I can just scroll through and I can see that it's working pretty well. Now another trick for doing that is to use the beat jump feature, and I can quickly jump through the track and see and verify that indeed it has lined up with the transients. Now if you do need to adjust it, there's a very easy way to do that on the DJ808. What you would need to do is hold the ADJ button, the adjust button, like so, and then you can use your platter to move the grid back and forth. Bearing in mind that that first beat marker is going to stay in place and all the rest of the markers will move back and forth proportionately. And so I've actually had to do that on this track because over time it slid just a little bit, and you would hear that when trying to play or sync anything up, it's gonna just be a little bit off. So you wanna make sure that that's tight, ready to go. You also have the ability to, if you wanna move the whole grid, including the first beat warp marker, you use the slide function. If you wanna manually set any beat warp markers, you would hold Shift and hit Set button. And that's a really good technique if you're playing any unquantized music. The approach would be to set a beat warp marker for every downbeat of every measure so that Serato and the TRS can follow the anomalies in the tempo that plays through the track. So another technique there for you. That's it for beat grids. Let's get into the next bit.